What's going on, guys? It's NickTheFitz here, coming at you with my PC upgrade video. In this video, I'll be demonstrating the teardown and the rebuild, and along with some spec-related things associated with the build. For starters, we're going to start with this is how I disconnected the old motherboard and tore down all the pieces out of the old PC that I had. I did have an AMD setup, and I did go from an AMD to an Intel setup. I used to be a huge AMD fan, mostly because their price point was just unbeatable by Intel, but you get a cheap price for a reason. I figured out that because of their cheap price point, a lot of times they'll advertise a flashy 4.1 gigahertz or like a really high base clock and then even a high overclock speed, but you can't actually reach those speeds unless you have like a really good cooling, because they'll bottleneck, they'll overheat, and that was just something I didn't want to mess with. So as far as like rendering and gaming and whatnot, I had to upgrade to an Intel. I just couldn't, and I couldn't afford the Ryzen. I know Ryzen just came out, but it just wasn't something I wanted to afford. So yeah, in this one I'm tearing down my old AMD. I think it was an A10 6700K, I want to say, or 6800K, one of the two. This was my Asus F2A55M motherboard. I had 8 gigs of RAM and no graphics card. Actually, I was using onboard graphics. I've upgraded from this, it was a really good setup for, just your average PC use. Pretty fast, can do whatever, but as far as gaming and, anything intensive load-wise, it just was not up to par. It would basically have a meltdown anytime I tried to throw a load at it. So, but yeah, what I've upgraded to is as what you'll see here in a minute, and I'll you'll probably hear a lot of the same parts the further you get into the video, but I upgraded to an Intel i5 7600K, and then I went to a Asus Z270 Mark II motherboard and 16 gigs of RAM DDR4. So hope you enjoy the video. If you do, please smash that like button. Also drop a subscribe, it really helps the channel. If you didn't like the video, go ahead and leave a comment in the section below, tell me what I can improve on. I definitely would love to keep making videos and stream even. So yeah, hopefully you like the video, and enjoy.
That's her. First thing we'll be unboxing is the tough Z270 Mark II motherboard by Asus. Asus is like definitely one of my top brands for sure. Biggest reason is, and I know there's other ones out there, for BIOS updates, but they have been the best, in my opinion, for BIOS updates. So let's go ahead and get the motherboard to the side there. Let's see what else comes in here. You got a looks like your SLI bridge here for dual, if you want to run multi-graphics on that. We got some motherboard standoff screws. Oh, that's nice. My last board didn't have this. This is this will make the wiring for your case buttons a lot more manageable. And this is your CPU protector deal here. And then, of course, our I/O ports for the side. So let's go ahead and get this puppy installed. And well, I guess let's look at it first, right? Okay, so this is really hard to do with one hand here. This is the baby. The biggest reason why I went with this was, of course, because I did swing the i5 7600K Intel processor. And the 270s, there's also 170s and others like that, but these are the KB Lake boards, so they say. So definitely had to swing the better board. So let's go ahead and get some pieces installed here and get going. Let's go ahead and get the RAM out of its package. DDR4 is what we swung here. Actually, I don't even need the knife, do I? DDR4 RAM from EVGA. This is their 3200 frequency RAM. Hopefully it's pretty damn fast. Okay, let's go ahead and get a piece out of here. I do not want you to... There we go, we got one here. Okay, there's one. Let's go ahead and get the RAM installed here. Of course, there's always better ways of doing things, aren't there? Maybe that one doesn't go? That's weird. Usually, both sides will go. Let's get your RAM slots lined up properly, of course, right? And just give her... If I can get it lined up, there we go. There we go. That's the click we were looking for. Let's go ahead and get the other one installed here. Wow, two hands really makes things a lot easier, doesn't it? Alright, RAM is installed. Now, let's go ahead and get the processor unboxed here. This I will need a knife for. Okay. Let's see. Is that gonna work? Yeah, that'll work. Cool. Keep our hands here. Don't cut this side. There's a side with the sticker on it. Cut the side with the sticker. I mean, that's a sticker as well, obviously, but like that's got important information on it. Don't cut that side. Okay. Get this puppy open. We will be rocking and rolling. There's some information here that we don't need because we are super experienced computer builders here. Alright, there's the processor. So, let's go ahead and turn our board here. And we're just using the box as the means to work on this here. Let's get this up. Okay. Let's go ahead and get our fancy new chip. Beautiful. If this thing will focus, there we go. Beautiful. Okay. Now there's little tabs that tell you which way to mount these on the corners here. But best rule of thumb is you see the writing on the board here and the writing on the processor. If you line up the writing, it'll drop right in perfectly. And you can always give it a little wobble, but you know, don't put too much pressure on it. Let's go ahead and lower our deal down. Well, is this gonna... It's gonna make me take it off, okay. That feels really tight. That's supposed to feel really tight. I guess so. That feels really tight to me though. Don't know. It's weird. Cool. Got the processor on. Now onto our FreeO Silent 12. I know there's some better coolers out there than this guy, but like your 212s. But the reason why I swung this one is it's a lot more lower profile, and for the case that I'm putting it in, I wanted a low profile fan, so that is why we swung for this guy. So got some paperwork here, a hardware kit which we're gonna need so we can mount this puppy to the board. And then we got the fan and the radiator here, so we should be ready to go. Okay, usual stuff comes in this package here. You got your mounting, some screws. Luckily they've put these in nice individual packages and lettered them, so all I have to do is grab this instruction book here and it tells me all the parts and everything, so let's get this going. Alright, with that, we've got our heatsink on there, guys. We did go ahead and skip the video of me doing this because it's incredibly hard to do with just one hand, let alone trying to hold a camera and focus the whole time. So we got it on there. Now we did apply a moderate amount of heat compound on that, and yeah, should be ready to go. We're gonna get the board set in the case, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Alright, Alright, we're almost done here. Got some cable management shit to do. Because, yeah, the back is looking a little rough. Just a little rough right now. But we are almost there. I'm just getting our cable set. And hopefully we should be done relatively quickly. Hopefully. So let's just get these zips. Oh. Missing a standoff? Hopefully not. I just think that screw maybe wasn't in tight enough. I don't know what the deal was. There's another fan right there. Okay, now we need to get our motherboard power. Boom. Let's get our CPU power. Here it is. Yeah, you can see what I'm working on. Okay. Let's get our CPU power now. Where did we have that sucker plugged in at? I don't know if... Is this it? Yeah, what the hell are you doing all the way over there, bud? Okay. Let's get this right over here. The things we don't think about when we're wiring stuff. What a trip. Okay. I swear, doing this has gotten me in the weirdest positions today. Now I'm laying on my stomach trying to get this installed. Let's get these puppies lined up properly without bending my freaking heat sink. Okay, that was a struggle, but we now have power to the CPU. Oh yeah. We're missing our graphics card, aren't we, fellas? Oh shit, this needs power, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah, we're missing the graphics card. We oughta go check that out, don't we? I went with the GTX 6GB 1060 through Asus, of course. Gotta stick with my Asus. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Maybe I can set a prop. Freaking iPhone camera. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. Of course, I already cut this one open. Had to look at it in the heat of things. I was excited. This is the baby right here. One GTX 1060. Although we might be in trouble here because I forgot my cables at home, and we got a 6-pin power connector that we need to be able to plug this sucker into. So hopefully we can make do. Alright, we got the graphics card in. We just need the wire there, 6-pin power connector, and other than that, we should be ready to run into BIOS and see if we can boot. It should boot, but yeah, you know, gotta always check it. Alright. Okay, I went ahead and flipped the switch. We got a green light on the board, red light there because obviously there's no power to it. And if we hit the power button, it's booted, it's running. Let's see what happens.
Right here, you'll actually notice I didn't get a boot screen when I first booted it, and that was because my RAM was actually flipped. The next clip it'll show you actually booted up, so I had to flip the RAM to the correct slot, so that's all that happened here.
Alright boys, we finally did it. Boys and gals, I should say. We've got it booted up. I'm going to put in an Asus Optimal And yeah, that's how we do it.